Hey, what's up everyone? Ryan here, and I'm back with another PGA Tour 2K25 Career Mode Series video, and today it is time for the Week 17 tournament, the Zurich Classic of New Orleans at TPC Louisiana. Now, Ryan Gamer is coming off a tough finish in the last tournament. We came in second place, and the reason it was very tough in the Norwood Invitational is because going into the 18th hole, we were one back, and all we needed was a birdie. Tom Kilm had birdied 17 and 18 to finish at 11 under. So we go into the 18th, make a decision off the second shot on the par 5 to go for it. A 2-iron straight into the water, and then we had a chance to chip it in, a very difficult chip shot, missed the chip, and then we lost the tournament by 1. The reason it's unfortunate, after going back and watching that multiple times when I was editing the video, that was a really bad decision. I can look back, hindsight, and be like 20/20 vision, right? There's no shot I should have went for that. Even if I hit that shot on the green, the chances of birdieing are almost impossible because we're going to be on the backside of the green there. 2-iron was a terrible play. I should have laid up, put it in our wheelhouse about 100 yards away, and then give ourselves a birdie putt. A huge mistake there, but hindsight's 20/20. When you're in the moment, sometimes you have to make the difficult decision. We had drove that green in the previous round. We left ourselves an impossible putt, and I even went back and watched that. I even told myself it's not even worth going for it on that hole. If you all watched round 1, you remember I said that. So we have to learn from it, move on this week to TPC Louisiana, and let's get the win, everybody. So now today, we'll be doing the practice round. We'll be doing the round number 1, of course. Now, I already did training because you all have seen training a lot. I've been doing the same training because I need to work on putt path and putt weight and putt rhythm whenever we can. No sense you all have to see that training every single time. But I have timestamps for you all in the video description. If you want to skip past the practice round into the round, feel free to go ahead and do that. But as you can see, training went well. I got +7 putt weight, +7 putt contact, and +7 putt path. There was no training for putt rhythm this week, unfortunately, and also had the 15% experience boost as well. Let's focus up, everybody. I want to win this week's tournament, and just to show you all, we are on 91 AI difficulty again. We did not win last week. We were close. If we would have won, I would have moved it up to 92. So we're still on Legend AI difficulty. So of course it's gonna play tough, and sometimes it kind of plays all over the place. There's a good variety with the AI. Like sometimes they play really well, sometimes they don't, just like we've done in this career mode series. Sometimes I play really well, sometimes I don't, clearly. But yeah, it happens. But let's go into the practice round and get dialed in at TPC Louisiana, everybody. And if y'all get some enjoyment, drop a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more, and there is plenty more content you can tune into here on the Gamer Ability YouTube channel. So we got medium fast green speeds for the practice round, and the goal is a 2 under or better. I'm not convinced it's going to be medium fast greens. For some reason, every time we play the practice round, we have night and day green difference in the actual round. So I'm just going to assume we're going to play on 202 green speeds again, right? We've had fast green speeds 2 weeks in a row. Why would we not? Now, this course, as long as I avoid the water, I play pretty well here. But the tricky part is, well, avoiding the water, because many of you all know my golf ball is a magnet for the water. So hopefully Jerry has equipped the golf ball without the water magnet today. That's a perfect swing path and perfect contact there. Okay, 175. 7-iron approach, I love it. Little loft, little spin. Let's attack it. That's great. It took a bad bounce, but that's the bounce you expect when you're hitting it there. We're dancing. This was something in the last tournament. Those greens were really tough. I mean, Emory Beach Club was amazing, but those greens were insane. It doesn't matter where you were on those greens, you're going to have a tough putt. And then rewind a week, the major tournament, Lone Grove Golf Course, the easiest greens in this career mode. By a long shot. This is straight in, right to left and left to right. Little birdie putt on hole number 6. What was that? putting stroke. Now, -3 degrees is not bad. We are in master difficulty, so it's not great. But that broke a lot at the beginning. A lot more than I expected. That was close. But, you know, those are great putts to practice because those are ones you have to train every single time if you want to win tournaments. Something we've done a pretty good job of this season is saving par. Can't say that was the case at the Valero Texas Open and a couple tournaments, but 571-yard par 5. We're on hole number 11 here. So got to take advantage of a birdie here. That is a great swing. Look at that strike. Even better than a quad perfect because you want an increased transition. You actually kind of want a duo perfect on drives, right? Because you want perfect swing path, perfect swing contact, but you want a fast rhythm and you want an overswing on transition, right? So you don't really necessarily want a quad perfect off the tee on a par 5 or a par 4, right? On a par 3, you better believe you do. Now, I want to test this because in the actual round, I think I am going to hit a driver off the deck here. See if this is the play. That's a good strike. Get left. Lucky row and lucky bounce. You know, I thought we used up all of our lucky bounces in the Lone Grove Golf Club. The first major, we got every lucky roll and bounce on that course. Helped us win a major, but what a bounce we got there. Eagle chance here, 30-footer. Most of the break is at the end from right to left. There's a little breaking from left to right at the beginning. And do you all remember in the last round, you know, the round we lost? But if you all remember that round, do you all remember the ghost break? I zoomed in on the edit for you all so you could see the ghost break. I'm sure you all noticed that. The reason I point that out was because if that's not a ghost break, if that goes in, we tie and it's a sudden death. There's a lot of other putts you could look at that round we were not on. Make this putt first. But, like, we didn't lose that tournament with that decision on the 18th. We ended our chance to force a sudden death. We lost that tournament, like I said, in the at the end of that video, is we lost that tournament in the first round, right? We did. We lost that tournament, not in the first round, in the front 9 of that final round. We played really bad in that front 9. And, yeah, it cost us. And here, one of my favorite golf posts, 17, par 3. We're 1 under, and we need a birdie here, and this is a nightmare pin. But honestly, it's the one I want to practice. Okay. So, here's the 2-iron, everybody. Anybody make your predictions right now? Anybody think it's going in the water? I'm going to say there's a 50-50 shot. 60-40. 60-40? You don't say, Ryan. Did you mean like 60 in play and 40 in the water, or the other way? No comment. You know, I think the best thing to do is re-tee here. You're kidding. Well, just put this on the green. Okay, I see Jerry did not put I see Jerry did not remove the water magnet, everybody. Well, we might as well drop here now. Wow, I hope there's not fans. It's a good thing there's no fans out here in the practice round. I hope there's no other pros watching this. Can we just pretend practice didn't happen this week? Well, from the stat column, it didn't. from the stat boost this week, as far as that's concerned, yeah, practice didn't happen. Oh, okay. Did I say something? I love this hole. I do, but I also hate it at the same time. It's beautiful. It is meaner than a snake. Well, those that skip to the round one of the timestamp will never know what happened here. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about this practice round in the comments. For those that skip past the beginning to the round, they'll never know how practice went. And we'll never talk about it. I will not mention it in the tournament, will I? Yeah, I probably will mention it 99 times. Oh, it's not over? Oh, that was hole 3. Good, good, good. Great. Hole number 18, par 5, water everywhere. Welcome to Louisiana. Oh, no. You better believe Ryan Gamer's brother, Rocket Rhett, will be in attendance this week. His senior year of college, played for the LSU Tigers. Quarterback, Rocket Rhett. If you missed that Road to Glory series on the channel, it was awesome. You'll have a new one here in a couple weeks. July 7th. College Football 26, Road to Glory. I cannot wait. We'll have a Dynasty series too. It's going to be fun. I'm going to draw this into the wind. Have you all noticed how my swing was really good? And then I just lost it. You know? Jerry giving Ryan a high five there. Yeah, we're fist pump. We need something, I can tell you that. You know what they say? Bad practice makes perfect play. What a putt. Is that what they say, Ryan? Yeah, bad practice makes perfect play? I thought it was perfect practice makes perfect. No, it's the other way around. So practice, how did it go? Well, there was no practice this week. Look, yeah, there's as far as the stat boosts are concerned, there's no practice. So hope you all enjoyed that practice round. When hole number 17 is here, not a word. Not a word, everybody. You know, the timestamp is going to be a little bit past this for those that jump into the round. So let's not talk about hole number 17. But it is time for the Week 17 tournament, everybody. Round number 1 of the Zurich Classic of New Orleans here. Okay, let's dominate, everybody. This course, as long as you avoid the water, you can dominate. And that's what we're going to do today. Avoid the water, play smart golf, and get the job done. So let's see what settings we have here for round number 1. It better not be fast. Well, I said it better not be fast, and it listened. It said I'm going to be very fast. Okay. High winds, normal fairways, firm greens, very fast green speeds. We can do this. I'm not afraid of this course. Let's go on out there and crush TPC Louisiana. And I just realized Ryan Gamer forgot to change his round 1 outfit again. So y'all get the same outfit. It's worked recently though. So here we go.
2K Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to bring you this season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Strap yourself in because we're about to get started for this wonderful tournament. Let's go. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy down on the course. Thanks for joining us today. We've got an incredible day of golf ahead.
This is going to be an insanely tough round of golf. Honestly, this might be the toughest round all year. Hayden Buckley at the top right now. Adam Hadwin and Ludwig Oberg continues to dominate. You know, he's 2 under through 9, but honestly, I think I'd be happy with even on this golf course under these conditions. And Tiger Woods here, 1 under through 2. Love to see that. Let's have a battle against Tiger Woods today. Come on.
Now to the first hole. As we turn our attention to our featured player, it's interesting to note that there appears to have been a rivalry that's begun with Brooke Henderson from Canada. She's one of the kindest people in the world. What beef could they possibly have?
Luke, I think
It's
this
all
is all
friendly
about
rivalry.
ego. The featured player wants to defeat Brooke Henderson to prove how good they are at golf. It makes sense. But
Well,
then
Henny,
it doesn't.
we already took her
because
down
it's
once.
Brooke Henderson.
Cheers, Henny. That's great intel. I'm interested to see if this featured player can take down Canada's finest, Brooke Henderson.
We already took down Brooke
Let's
once.
see what kind
Henny.
of tone he sets for himself today.
It's a friendly rivalry. I'm so worried about the rivalry. Wake up, Ryan.
Oh,
Jerry's
that's a
going to be
tough break.
shaking his head.
Time for the
Were
second
you
shot
telling a live
into the
story during
first.
that one? No. No. Henny. I blame Henny. Okay, let's clear the mechanism, right? Close the eyes. Clear the mechanism. Wake up. Okay. 85 yards would be a perfect time to pull out a 3-wood punch shot. Okay, I think this gets over and out to the right and just kind of draw it a bit with that wind. What an insane round this is going to be.
Coming out of the rough, I think this one's going to be
Just
short.
didn't get enough carry. I feel like I needed a
Players
lob
left
wedge
with
there,
an
though.
Opportunity to get up and down here from the sand.
Yeah, this is when you wish you used the pick shot, right? Okay, here we go. This is tough. This is really tough. 11 yards, short-sided. We know it's firm and very fast, too. So gotta land this on the fringe and just hope we get lucky. We're on an upslope, which is gonna help us a bit, but you don't want to be here. So landed it a bit shorter than I wanted to. It's gonna hit and roll a lot more from that fairway versus hitting the fringe, but not bad.
Well, this would be a great par putt if you can make this.
Okay,
Henny,
it's
you've
moving
had the
to
chance to have a look
left
over this one?
most of the
Yeah,
way.
he's got just over 16 feet here.
Moving to left. Moving to the left is what I meant to say. .202 green speeds?
It's got a chance.
Get in
That's an
there. What a
opening hole
punt.
par for this player.
That's
Very
massive.
nice par indeed. Very solid hole played.
If we can
He
limit
finds
bogeys
himself
this
currently
week, we
tied
can
for
win.
ninth. Rich,
Limit
if you missed
quad
a birdie
bogeys,
opportunity at
too.
the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Not that I
Yes,
ever
par
had a quad
five is
bogey.
pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again,
You mean that
they're
bunker,
just
Rich?
not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
Yeah, this
That's
is a
some
great
good
golf course.
right there. Rich, New Orleans, or should I say New Orleans. How good is it here to be on the bayou?
New Orleans?
This is a special week. It's a great eating week and a real festival atmosphere.
It is, and it's hosted on a golf course that provides plenty of fireworks as well. What a cool design this is. It's wide open off the tee, but then the greens are minuscule in size, and they have these little runoff areas where it doesn't look like you're going to be in much trouble, but you start missing a couple of greens in a row, and you start getting these head scratching. Well, do I bump it in there? Do I flop it on the green? Do I take it low, high, medium, bump it into the... I mean, you have so many different ways of playing shots around these greens that you can outthink yourself. And I think that's what happens with a lot of these players, is that usually you have one option when you miss a green. Here, you got a whole lot of them. So this golf course grabs your attention, especially around the greens, which makes it quite difficult for a lot of these players.
It's true, Rich. Good life story there. Here we are for Eagle. 9-yard chip shot. I am going to chip this up the hill. This is when most players would pull out the O super flop, right? And just put it right next to the hole. I'm going to chip this up onto the fringe and then hope it gets up and then stops. This is a nightmare shot. That's a nightmare execution.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par.
It's always the second
Wow,
one
that
that's
almost went in the
perfect.
hole.
Well, that swing was far from perfect, right? Is this the impossible challenge? Excuse me? Okay. Say par?
Has he hold it? Wow, what a save.
Yes.
All over the parking lot, but a chip in for par saves the day.
What a bizarre start in Louisiana, everybody. I mean, are you kidding
Great
me?
feel, great judge, great speed. Yeah, I like this.
Welcome
He's
to the
sharing
Zurich
13th
Classic.
place.
Everybody says I pronounced this the tournament wrong. I don't know. Add it to the list of things I mispronunciate, right?
The third
Google
hole is
said
a
it's the
long par
Zurich
three
Classic.
measuring 230 yards.
Don't know how else you
Be
pronounce that.
careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it as those trees on the left sometimes
I think I
block
pronounce
it
it
out.
Zurich
Missing it right is
sometimes
an obvious
accidentally.
no-no, but missing it left is no guaranteed of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there.
Yeah, this one always gets me. Another 2-iron with water in play. Hold on to the edge of your seat, everybody. This is going to be the hardest tournament of the season. This is
as we can
nuts.
see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
We got to flop it. It's a nightmare. It's poor rhythm, right? The execution wasn't bad. It was an overswing on transition. It was an increased rhythm by like
What do we catch up
4.3%.
with
It's gone.
Brooke Henderson?
It's been so tight. She's tied
What do we
here
got, Brooke?
with her rival. And can she pull ahead now?
That's an insane bunker shot.
Oh, what about the outcome? That's outstanding. Mark that down on the highlight reel.
That's incredible.
Let's return
lie
to
she
live play
had?
now. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
What?
I don't know that you can give this enough break off the left-hand side. Whew.
And he's not wrong. It's breaking a mile to the right. It seems like it. It's down the hill just a little bit on very quick greens.
That's disappointing.
Wow, that was close. That was so close. Look at these greens. You know, I believe I have the course conditions set to random. And, well,
And this next putt, it's for bogey.
apparently our luck lately has not been great. How many weeks in a row is this very fast? I guess is it just 2?
That's a good
Good
putt to make,
bogey,
that one.
but, well, is there ever a good bogey? No, but that is one that is probably on the list to be a bogey hole.
Moving down the leaderboard after that hole.
Wildlife warning? Is that a sign about the gators? Yeah, there's gators here. You better believe it.
TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges,
Birdie
including
fest?
the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the 4th hole. You avoid those, and you get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
Oh, this is not a good outcome. Buried in the deep stuff.
When it rains, it pours, everybody. Welcome to TPC Louisiana, Ryan Gamer. 171 from the heavy stuff. The ball is buried right now. We've got to pull out a 4-iron and just put this in the fairway and maybe roll it up to the green.
Always got to give it a bit extra out the rough.
Miss swing again. You know,
Yeah,
if only
just
we would
one
have
over
practiced this week, right? Yeah, you all that skipped ahead right to the start of the round, you might be wondering, what'd you do those first 15 minutes of the video? Oh, we just, you know, had a good time. Told life stories. No need to rewind it and watch it. Yeah, no practice was had this week. 23 yards, uphill 2 feet, and it's showing, right? Gonna come off to the left. This is a very tough splash shot. We've got to hit this in the fairway and roll it up. Oh, what a tough course. And I usually play well here, just don't usually play it on these speeds. Look at this. Perfection. Perfection is in the hole, I know, but that was fantastic.
And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
Yeah, she's up ahead. She's actually 1 in front of her rival.
Oh, that's a nice looking roll. Come on.
Brooke Henderson is taking us down today right now, but
Yeah,
then
you'd
she
be
barely
proud of that
missed that
putt.
one.
Even if
Good
it doesn't
putt.
go in, it's a very good putt.
It said
Let's
she was
catch
up by
with the current
1.
proceedings. Pretty straightforward 4-footer coming up here.
And this putt to tie Brooke Henderson.
That was a good Evo swing on that putt, right?
Now 5 strokes
Very
behind.
good Evo swing. That's all I got to say about that. We may lose by 50 this week. We may miss a cut. Hayden Buckley at the top.
Rich, the 5th is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction. So driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
So that's from
Rich,
the
being
rough.
half a Canadian these days, I certainly take a shining to Brooke Henderson because she really is a national hero. Arguably the best
Gotta
golfer
hit
in
like a
Canada,
pitching
not
wedge. Get
just
this up,
female.
out.
Of course, we know she's the best woman in Canada, but the way she plays the game, it really endears her to a lot of people, doesn't it?
Well, it does. I'm still trying to figure out which half you're Canadian in because I'm really not buying
The
that.
back half.
I'm really not buying that statement there, Luke. I mean, just look at you know, the first thing I notice is how good she swings it. I mean,
Rich
you
and
just
Luke are
don't
just
see
trying to
many
distract you
professionals
off
in the
of what's
game
going on, right?
swing it that good, regardless whether it's men or women. She has got a world-class swing, and that stands out more than anything for me. And she's just out there, and she's having fun, but she wants it all. She wants to win every single week out there, and the competitive fire that burns inside her, it shows. I mean, she really wants to win every single week. You know, it's not happening, obviously, but I'd say what she's.
Hey,
a
I'm glad they
phenomenal
haven't
player.
recognized what we
She's just
did.
going to win as many times as
Let's
she
just
wants
talk
to.
about
it seems
Brooke.
like not how many they're going to give her, but
Thank
she's a real deal.
Well, that looks to be drawing back
That was
nicely.
a perfect time for them to go on a
Ooh, this would
Brooke
be handy if
Henderson
it could bounce
story
right.
because that
Not a
was
bad play,
terrible
that one.
golf. You know, I've said
All right,
this
John, you've
multiple
been reading them
times.
well all day. Take us through this putt.
When
This
you're
one's like
on,
a-
you're on.
Going left to right, it looks like.
When you're off in this game. There is no in between. Those of you that play it, you know this. There's no in between. It's not like, oh, I had an okay day. No. It's either on or it's off. There's no in between. Let's make this. It's breaking to the left barely, and then to the right the rest of the way.
Ooh, nice stroke. Tracking. Oh, so close. Well judged. And this one will be for bogey. And that will drop him to 2 over now for the tournament.
Well, do you remember that time when Ryan Gamer came back,
The
2
six is
over,
a
and won the
tremendous
tournament?
par 4. Plenty of golf hole, this one.
Water all the way down the left-hand side, so that's going to shove your tee shot out to the right, which will make the
This is
second
insane.
shot so much longer. Not much to the screen. It's
All right, we got
fairly
this.
flat,
Come
but
on.
finding it in 2, well, that's a tall order.
There it is. Quad perfect.
That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff.
It's the greens that are extremely tough. One of the things Jerry told Ryan, walk into that tee shot. Proximity to hole is key. Get it closer,
Second shot here
make
on the
birdies. That's
6th.
got to be the strategy here going out. One birdie at a time, one hole at a time, right? That's all we need. Didn't Luke say this course was a birdie fest? Huh. I'm going to draw this into this 12-mile-an-hour wind. Maybe Luke's never seen it on these speeds.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. Not a bad shot, that.
Beauty.
Still a chance.
Look
Well, we
at
catch
Jerry
up
giving
with
Ryan a high
Brooke
five. Come
Henderson.
on.
Oh, she's taken the lead in this rivalry, but can she hold on to it?
Well, this looks pretty handy. Has it got enough pace? This one could make it all the way to the hole.
Another close one.
Oh,
Good
you
putt.
rotten thing.
We feel you,
16
Brooke.
feet to the cup.
We do
Little
that a lot.
birdie look in here.
Okay, focus up.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Okay, you
Setting up this
cannot
putt
see the grid
16
lines in this
feet
game.
from the cup.
Like, there needs to be like a high contrast mode or something, but like, can you all see those? I like squint my eyes. One time.
Okay, slow down now. That's enough.
And,
this
you know,
putt coming up for his par.
it's a perfect example, like I've mentioned multiple times, about the difficulty settings. You know, at Lone Grove Golf Course, we dominated, right? You gotta have some outliers like that. But we're at a good difficulty level, right? Because, as you can see, well, yeah. The difficulty is
And as we check the
ever
standings, our
changing.
leader
There's
has a
variety
one-stroke
to it
advantage.
from week to week with the way you play, with the way the AI plays, right? And I like that
The seventh
variety.
provides
It's
a great
something that College
opportunity
Football
if you can
25
get
did
good
really
drive on this
well,
par five's a
even on
lovely hole.
Heisman difficulty.
There are two
There were some
menacing
cases when
bunkers on
you would
this hole.
dominate and
The
win by
far
21
one,
points.
The one right in the middle of the fairway.
Other times,
it looks
well,
like a
you'd
zit
lose by 50.
from the back tee box. That is not the place to be.
But I know a lot of you all in the comments hit the panic button in the Lone Grove Golf Course, like it's too easy. The game's too easy. The AI is too easy. No, it's not. We just played the best golf I've ever played in 4 straight rounds. Very rare for that to happen. The AI didn't play bad. 22 under is a good score there. And then, you know, we're on the same AI difficulty, and well, well, we're technically one above. That was on 90, right? Now we're on 91,
This could be heading towards the rough.
and
Standing over his
yeah,
second
don't talk
shot.
during your shot, right? I heard you all say that. But yeah, that's why, you know, difficulty, there's going to be large variety. And I think that's a good thing. Good variety. Variety is good. There's always going to be outliers. Outliers for you. Outliers for the AI. That was just a
That's
rare
nicely done.
performance for me. You can hear my dog Andy being like, "Wake up, Ryan." That's what she just said. Did you hear Andy? Andy said, "Ryan, wake up." You ever played PGA 2K25 before? I think I could do better than you. That's Andy. That's what she's saying back there. Can you believe that? Can't believe she would say something like that. Okay. I'm going to do a choked approach. Draw it a bit. I don't know. I might hand the controller to Andy for the back 9. Anybody opposed to it?
And he's not hit the mark on that approach.
Try to draw that one in there, Luke. Just missed the mark.
Okay. We have to focus up. It's not about the mistakes you make, right? It's about how you respond after those mistakes. Chipping's good. So that's good, right?
Great touch. Really nicely played.
Oh no, I
Down
forgot
she
about that one
goes.
chip earlier.
Let's head to the
Chipping is
next.
not great, right?
Sitting at a couple over for the day.
Oberg continues to dominate, right?
The 8th is a short par 4,
6
Rich,
under?
and
You're
modern
kidding.
players are
We're
starting
just trying to
try
make the
drive
cut.
this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot if you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. You're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
That's an awful error.
Look at Ryan. He's blaming the club. Did you see him? Like, what is this driver? This driver seems dead, Jerry. I tell you, this is the toughest round we've played all year. It is not even close. This is insane. In these winds, in these conditions, we're going to have to battle back for a cut. I don't know. The cut might be 2 over this tournament once everybody plays. Going to draw a pitching wedge. You know, that's
This one
what's
looks
so
like it's come out a
great
little soft out of that fairway bunker.
and
Probably won't reach
so
the green.
strange at times about this
Unable
game,
to find the
probably
green
for
on
a
this
lot
one.
of people.
Well, story of the day for this player is just missed too many greens.
I'll
You
wait
can't
for Rich.
afford to do that.
That's true. We have missed too many greens and too many fairways. I'm not convinced we've hit a fairway. But the one thing that is so interesting, you know, when you play this game is where you could be on for a week, as I was the last week in this game. 2 weeks, really. Best swing I've had in a long time. And I didn't change the amount I was playing, you know. I just went to record this video, same thing as usual. And, well, the swing's not there. So, yeah, it's the beauty of this game, in my opinion, because that's golf. You know, it's just like in MLB The Show. MLB The Show does a great job of that as well. You're either on or you're off. Not much in between.
Didn't that look good for a long time?
It did look good for a long time.
Well, a lovely opportunity to save par here. Henny's down there. You got a read?
Don't be fooled. It starts straight, but there's definite movement to the right at the end.
Yeah, Henny's right, and it's going to be tricky tough there.
Just a little bit of a misread right there. He's going to need to sink this next one, though, to limit the damage with the bogey.
You know, this is one of the hardest rounds of golf I've had in this video game. And we got to somehow grind for a cut. You saw Jerry pat Ryan on the back saying, hey, plenty of golf
Currently
left.
at +3 for the round.
Unfortunately, backing up
I
slowly
mean,
but
Brooke is
surely on that
+2,
leaderboard,
so
Luke.
we're both struggling, but this is nuts.
The front 9 finishes in a unique style, a par 3 of 210
Jerry,
yards.
Jerry's like,
This is
how about
actually
the fairway,
a par
right?
3 on the card, but
Yeah,
most
okay.
players look at it as a
Oh, it's-
par
oh.
4 because there is nothing simple about this hole. If you bail out to the right, you're going to fall off into a low area where it's nearly impossible to chip it up close without taking a risk. So most players are just resigned to making 4 and moving on.
Hey, Ryan, watch out for the alligator. And Jerry. Oh, no. Okay, everything's fine. Confidence, right? Confidence. I'm going to draw this over the water. Do a couple practice swings.
Well, what happened there? Sadly, this one will make a splash.
We can't place it on the wood. I wonder why they have not added drop zones, you know? It would really help a player like me. This is the meanest pin you could ever imagine. I feel like that was struck to perfection, though, too, right? That's the frustrating part there. I feel like it was a great strike.
Looks to be going with the 4-iron. And that one's headed to the drink.
Well, I hope Rocket Red
And now over to Brooke
and the
Henderson's
LSU Tigers
next
are
shot.
not out there
Yeah,
watching
she's
Ryan
looking
in this
good right
tournament,
now.
right?
One stroke better than her rival.
Opting for the 6-iron.
That's what I was trying to do, Brooke. Why
She's
didn't
found
you
the
go
green on this
first?
approach.
So,
So
if you
standing over
skipped
this one from the
practice,
second
I'll talk
cut.
about it now. I know we
He's
won't
going to
talk
need
about
an
it.
incredible stroke of luck to get this out with any momentum going forward to get it on the green.
We did practice this week, and you might say, what did it look like? Well, it looked a lot like this, actually. It looked a lot like this hole right here. It was hole number 17 that got us in training. I mean, maybe a 9-iron?
Might not have enough out of the rough on this one.
It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
Now, coming out of the rough, missing the green was always in the cards.
Rich. Well, let's make a triple bogey. That's pretty good. It's actually really good.
That's almost a gimme.
Oh.
Great chip. Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
Front 9 didn't happen, right? Let's just leave it
And
in the
Rich, as
past.
we make the turn, I'm interested in your thoughts on this player's performance so far.
Yeah, what are the
They're
thoughts?
behind their rival right now through 9 holes, but there's lots of time, lots of opportunities on this back 9 to make up. It'll be interesting to see how it all ends up.
Rich is out here worried about the rivalry, right? You know, I wonder if it's better after you complete the first tier just to turn off rivalries. That way the announcers don't even mention it, right? That might be the thing to do. Because we've already done them all. Projected cut 10 over. I'd say. You don't say. Oberg is, what is he, 6 under? Are you kidding me? Okay, let's focus up. It's a new 9. Let's forget the past. What happened on the front? I don't know. I wasn't there. We forgot to show up, right? I don't think I've hit a fairway. And I don't
Setting
think
up for
that's an
his second
exaggeration.
Puff of wind blowing right to left for him.
This is the hardest round of golf I've played in this video game, minus the Predator AG Impossible Challenge round. This is harder than Oakmont was on these same settings. Never thought I'd say that. Okay, let's go pitching wedge, fade it into the wind. I shot 3 over at Oakmont on very high winds, even easier than these settings slightly. I mean, these settings right here are easier than the Impossible Challenge round at Oakmont that I played when the US Open was going on. In that round, I shot a 3 over. This round, I'm 7 over on the front. Look.
That was a bit
What
of a
is
miscue.
this?
Gotta believe the wind affected the golf ball there.
Why do we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
Okay,
She's
so you got to
currently
be
ahead in this
careful
rivalry. Let's see what happens.
when you pick random because it can make some
Oh,
courses
firm
very
on that
unplayable,
bounce.
right? Okay, there's no way that ball
Well,
would have
that's well
stopped there.
played and
That
sets
would
up
have
a
kept
good birdie
running
look
down
here at the
with
10th.
that spin.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
Let's
This
chip
would
this
be a
in.
great up and down.
It's too much. Overswing? We may miss the cut if it's 10 over. Did y'all ever think you'd hear that?
Oh, I thought that one was going in. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. And our leader is now out by 3 shots as we head to the next. The par 5 11th, very gettable if, Rich, you can avoid that monster tree about 100 yards out.
Exactly. Tee shots, once again, you're
Let's
starting in
birdie
between
out.
a couple of bunkers, but the second shot, there's a tree about 75 yards short of this green, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Do you draw it around it? Do you hit
We are
a fade
going.
around it? What do you do? No easy task for any of these players. Green sits above the player just a little bit, and again, has a lot of movement on it.
Well, Rich, let's show you how to play it here.
He
I'm gonna
has
go
his
3-wood,
eyes
loft it a
set
bit,
on one place and one place only. It's
and he
the
knows.
green.
Yep. That's it? That's it? This would be the round for an Albie, right? 8 over. It's
really
just an
getting
Albie
after
there
it
on
here,
the score. There on the
Always
scorecard.
like the aggressive play, going
That's
for it
golf.
at 2 and get rewarded for it.
18 feet downhill, 1 inch. This is very fast. Or 202 very fast? Or just ultra fast? It's something.
Okay, he's starting this one out to the right and it should come back.
Ooh. And that's going to be a pretty good outcome, that one, in the circle of friendship.
A birdie.
And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining
The
on this
first
hole.
birdie of the day.
Sitting at 7 over for the day.
We're just trying to make a cut at this point, right? I mean, there's a lot of players who haven't played yet.
Well, the 12th is certainly
What is
one
the
of the
projected
stronger
cut?
holes
40
on
over?
the back 9. This par 4
7?
measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy corner to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play.
And on top of these conditions, these pins are nuts. Okay, it's got to be a probably 5-iron in this wind and out of this lie. Just trying to get this on the green.
Those fairway bunkers, they can be tricky. Tougher shot in golf. Okay, not the best result, but a chance to get up and down.
Yeah, wind took that one offline in a hurry.
This would be a great up and down from this spot.
I mean, I think a pitch shot, at this point, I don't even know. You can tell Ryan has his mind on the MLB The Show postseason. Ryan's playing for the Kansas City Royals right now in a very important part of the season and trying to lead the Royals to a World Series. So clearly his focus is not in Louisiana right now. Oh, that is lovely. What a shot.
Quality shot, that one.
I mean, we can't say the caddy Jerry is lifting Ryan's spirits a lot, giving him
Putting
high
for par.
fives, trying to get him fired up, inspire him, but 7 over is
The
not
puck drops,
great.
and we're moving on. And as we move to the next hole, our leader is ahead by a couple of shots.
You know, you see this all the time in real life on the PGA Tour, though, right? Somebody who's
Rich,
playing
the
great
13th
golf,
is a
it
short
just
par 4,
falls
but a really
apart
good one, depending
for
on
a
how much you
round
wanna
or
take
maybe a
off.
couple rounds.
There's
Oh, no,
really
we're
no
outside the cut now.
Real reason to go right
Projected
at
6.
the green, Luke, with a tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very
We don't even
flat
have the
green,
strength to drive
but
the
it's
green.
perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
With this wind, it would be
Oh, that's a
impossible
high
anyways.
caliber
But
shot. This is his second shot.
Next shot, straight back into the teeth of the wind.
yeah, this is a very difficult shot into this wind. Gonna de-loft it a bit, get some more distance out of it, let the wind grab it. Fade it slightly. That swing path pull killed it. It takes off
Didn't
distance
quite
too,
have
and
the right stuff there.
no.
And another missed green in regulation. My, oh my, this has been a long day.
Yes, it has, Rich. I feel like we've been in this round for 45,000 hours. That felt perfect. Clearly it wasn't. -6 rhythm?
Ooh, that almost went down.
No, no, no.
Mid-range putt, this one.
No.
A 16-footer.
This is
Yeah,
nuts.
he's looking at a bogey putt here.
Henny, take us through the break on this putt.
Okay, my money is on a right to lefter.
Ooh, a little bit
Have
of a rush
you
of
all
blood
ever
by the looks
played
of it.
anything like this in your career modes?
Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me.
This is an impossible challenge round in the career mode. A terrible combination.
Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage.
Okay.
Well, for all the opportunities 13 provides you, you don't get too many here at the par 3
Yes.
14th.
It's going to be a
beast.
miscut if it's projected
As
at plus
easy of a
5.
birdie
How are the AI
opportunity as
playing
the
good here?
13th was 14. Yeah, not so much here. Even though the green is quite large in size, it's difficult to hit with a long iron.
I don't think I could be more happy for a missed cut. Okay, here we go. Draw it, a 2-iron, and into the wind. I don't even know if this gets there. Come on, wind. Come on, wind.
That is a thing of beauty.
Wind. Thing of beauty.
Seemed to lose the handle on that shot.
Yeah, it took a bit too much club on that one.
The wind didn't even pull it from left
Second
to
shot
right.
here on the 14th hole.
This is insane. And
How
a big
close was that to
problem
going
today
down?
is think about our misses. Every single one of our misses has been in the worst spot imaginable,
And he
off
needs
the
this to
tee
save
and
par.
on the greens, right?
And Henny, what's he looking at for this putt?
It's 13 feet out. Unlucky for some.
Cut, cut, cut. We'll
And
take
in
it.
it goes for the par. Sitting at 9 over for the event.
Well, #1 player in the world did not show up to
The
TPC
15th was
Louisiana,
certainly
did
no
he?
cakewalk either. A par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
This is the
Projected
time where
cut
you need to have
5
the
over.
best
Yeah, right.
drive of the day. Take it out to the right, avoid the bunkers down the left-hand side. And the
Don't
green,
club
once
twirl,
again,
Ryan.
it's got some movement into high spot in the front, a low area, and then a high area in the back. When the pin's all
Did
the
you
way
just
back,
club
good
twirl
luck
when
making
you're
four.
9 over?
From around 220 yards.
Breeze coming
Every
right into his
single
melon.
hole. We're having the longest shot into every green in this wind. This is the most unlucky wind you can get too. So that's a problem as a technician, right? As a technician, you can't hit it as far. And you're seeing on a course like this, TPC Louisiana playing from the tips in this wind, it's built to where we have to hit a 3-wood or 2-iron almost every time. It's insane. Coming off to the right, and I'm going to draw it slightly into the wind. That's a great one.
That's his preferred ball flight.
That's
There's the draw.
fantastic. That's not our preferred ball flight. Look, the announcers don't even
That's a
know
little
anymore.
wayward.
Looking for the draw, but not finding it.
The announcers, they really stopped paying attention, just a long time ago, right? They haven't paid attention for a while now. This is impossible. Again, we missed in a terrible spot because, wow, we're going to have to putt this and just barely putt it.
Not a sneezed.
I didn't put enough on it, clearly. I mean,
Wow,
I
that
knew
almost went in the
that
hole.
was going to happen, right? You either make it or it's gone. So the option was to putt and barely get it off the fairway through the fringe and roll down and
Setting
stop.
up miles from the hole.
Those were the only
And
other
he's down
options
there.
there.
You got a read?
This one looks like it breaks hard left to right.
So you are going to have to add another thing on the list that we don't talk about on the Gamer Ability YouTube channel. We don't even mention TPC Louisiana. We don't even mention that this tournament and course was on Ryan Gamer's rookie career. This
dear,
is
this
the
next putt now
hardest
for
round of
double
golf
bogey.
I've ever played. Because the problem is we hit high winds on very fast greens on the hardest
And
pins
a
you can
little
imagine
slide down the standings after
in
that
the
hole.
worst wind direction. So all of it was playing almost impossible. There's no way Oberg shot a 7 under.
Well,
No.
as we approach the final holes here at TPC Louisiana, the short
If
par
anything,
4
the
16,
difficulty
Rich, it's a
right
good
now
one, but also a challenging one.
Is
Only the
insane.
brave will take driver
Oh, I'm
out on
brave.
this short hole. Long irons, hybrids, fairway woods down the left-hand side is just fine.
You think we'll get lucky and the rest of the field will fall apart and we'll somehow make a cut?
Oh,
I
well
do
done.
not think that's possible. What a shot, though. We hit a fairway.
His second shot here.
Let's pitch it up. No, I'm going to flop this. You know. Go in. Look how fast these greens are. These are nuts.
3 feet to go here to the hole.
This course was not meant to be played
Job
on
done. Let's head
202
to the
green
next.
speeds. Now we know.
As we head to the next, our leader is ahead by 2.
Sounds like my dog is digging.
If you ought to win at TPC Louisiana,
Just
you've got
scratching
to
the
hit a couple
carpet.
of very important shots late. The tee shot here at
She's
17.
not getting into
which is one of
anything.
them.
She's
A
just...
tee shot that no player likes to face. Water all the way down the left-hand side. The bailout zone out to the right falls away from the green. No fun whatsoever.
Okay, we could mention practice here. We didn't only tell life stories in the first 15 minutes of the video. We played a terrible practice round that really was ended on this hole. So I just want to hit our normal fade and just put this on the green and dance it in.
That ball looked a little thirsty.
The ball looked a little thirsty. You know, I don't want to watch this replay to relive that moment, but I got to get one screenshot in this round, right? We got to remember this. What a week here at TPC Louisiana. You know, sometimes you play this game on master difficulty. It will humble you at just the wrong time. And that is what happened this week, everybody. We have been humbled at TPC Louisiana. Major champion Orion Gamer has been humbled at TPC Louisiana. This course has been nuts. Like, absolutely insane. I'm shocked right now. I'm going to take a couple screenshots to just reset on the 17th hole, right? This is golf sometimes. You know, you just have to leave it in the past. Not about the mistakes you make, but how you respond. No, we didn't respond in this round. It's always the second one. Or in practice, it was the 10th one, right? That's what I was trying to do. Like, on the first shot, that's exactly what I was going for. But our swing is not good today, and you can't trust it.
Well, this would be a bonus. This is a very long putt.
It's breaking from
what's
right
the
to
line on this
left.
putt?
This one pretty much looks like it's going right to left.
Look, John's like, yeah,
Don't be
pretty
shy.
much right
This
to
has got
left.
some intent. Head to your home. That's one of those putts that you're proud of.
The
even
game
if it
could have
doesn't
gave
drop.
that to us, right? I'm not
Well,
proud of
he
it.
wants to limit the
It was
damage
a
here. If we can
bogey.
make this, it'll be a double bogey. In she goes. Let's head to the next.
I am so glad we are done
Sitting
with
at
TPC
12 over
Louisiana
for the
for a
round.
year.
Not much happening. Moving down the leaderboard, never a good sign.
The finishing hole at TPC Louisiana, in my opinion, Rich, is a great one because, again, you can have anything from eagles all the way through to bogeys and worse.
Just avoid those little pot bunkers down the left-hand side, and you might be able to give it a whirl in two. However, you got to be careful to, A, not miss it right, obviously, but even going too far left, you can really get an uncomfortable pitch shot from a low area left of the green.
Glad Rich was telling us about the golf hole and he missed that. What about missing short of the fairway, Rich? I pulled out a power drive there. I mean, we need a
Oh, that was
birdie.
pure.
We need a lot more than a birdie. I can tell you that. We needed an eagle.
Taking aim from about 180
Oh.
yards here.
The breeze is moving left to right up there.
This is nuts. This is the probably hardest round I've played outside the Predator AG Impossible round that I've done. This course on these settings is just insane. The AI shockingly played well, and they shouldn't. This is one of those tournaments that on these settings, usually the AI struggles in when the settings are like this, but not today. Today they said, well, this is easy. That's a good shot. That might be the shot of the day. What do you all think the fairway
Well played
percentage
there,
is going to be?
pin high. This putt is about 15 feet to the hole. John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
Pretty sure it's going to take quite a dive to the right here.
Well, on to the
It's
next
a tad
one, everybody.
frustrating, especially when it comes up short.
Not a
I
bad
don't think
effort right there from
TPC
long range.
Louisiana
Big
ever
breaking
happened,
putt.
right?
He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
And finishing up with a par here today.
I don't think this tournament happened. Let's see how the rest of the field did.
Well, with that, unfortunately, this person's event is over. Unable to make the cut here today. That's a shame.
Now the next question is aisle or window. I'm telling you, it's a terrible feeling missing the cut, but you learn from all the mistakes you made, you move on, and hopefully forget about it or fix the problems before you tee it up next time.
9 under? No, no, no. 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 There ain't no way that anybody in those settings would shoot that. That's impossible, right? That's impossible. And that's why it's important to point out. That's why I said it earlier this round. You know, like, you have tournaments like Lone Grove, where, of course, you play really well in, and you play well, and the AI plays solid. Like, 22 under is good, but we played out of our minds, right? That's the best I've played in 4 rounds. And it makes you think, like, the AI difficulty is not enough on Legend. You got to go higher. And then, you know, I did increase it because I won, right? I did increase it. But as you can see in these past 2 tournaments, we're still at a good difficulty level, at times a bit too unrealistic, and this is one of those examples. 9 under on that course in high winds like that and very fast greens, 202 green speeds. 9 under should never happen. A lot of times it doesn't, right? Usually in these conditions, AI struggles, but today was the day, and there's variety, right? The variety is good. You want to see a little variety, but that's kind of insane. But it didn't matter. Like, we lost by 45,500 strokes. So our first miscut, it's fine. I never want to play TPC Louisiana again, and we will play it next season, right? We have a long way till next season, everybody. We're not even close. We don't have to worry about TPC Louisiana till like a year from now, right? That's a beautiful thing. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we lost the rivalry. You better believe it. We lost everything in that round. Jerry is just kind of like, well, we got baseball, Ryan. That's what Jerry's saying to Ryan. Ryan, don't let this lose your confidence for baseball. You still got to lead the Kansas City Royals to a World Series, right? That's what Jerry's trying to tell Ryan. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. It's our first bad tournament, really, this season. It really is. Like, our first true bad tournament. And you're going to have those rounds. You know, in PGA 2K23, I believe we missed 2 or 3 cuts. Maybe just 2. And they were rounds where we shot like a 10 over. I think St. George's was one. We met it at fast greens, and that was just insane. We take a look at the event stats now, and we forever forget what happened here today. What didn't happen? We hit 42% of fairways, 22% of greens, 34-foot proximity to hole. The worst my swing has been in a long time. A short and medium putts, we only had 1 medium putt though. Short putts were good. Long putts, you know, not good. Scrambling terrible, right? Scrambling terrible. Birdie conversion, we had 4 greens hit. We got 2 birdies. That's not too bad. With the 4 greens hit is bad, but 50% birdie. 2 birdies, 8 pars, 4 bogeys, 3 doubles, and a triple. We don't talk about TPC Louisiana in week 17. What are we in? Week 17, week 16? I don't know, but I know we don't talk about it. We lost followers. I'd hope so. 53,000. To be fair though. Like that real. You have to have that mechanic in the game, right? But in real life, if Scotty Scheffler goes out and just plays a terrible round after a great season, he's not gonna lose any followers, right? You know, like 53,000 followers for that. Like, it's 12 over our first bad round of the year. I don't think Ryan Gamer would lose any fans. You know, I think the fans would be like, it's all right, Ryan, you'll get it next time. And we will. What do we have next? The Falcon Open at where? Salem Creek CC. Okay, that's a tough one. I remember that one. That's when we played in the Ranked Tours on the channel. That was a long time ago when this game launched. There's a Ranked Tours video where we played this course. I believe that's another one by B101. So B101 has like 5 here he made for the career mode. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Emory Beach CC, that was B101 and great course. We played well. This is another one I believe by the same designer there, Salem Creek, that he designed in the last game and then I guess redesigned for the career mode in this game. But yeah, I mean, that's one you just got to leave in the past, right? We're not going to change the difficulty. Technically, the rules are if we lose, we lower the difficulty, but I'm not convinced the difficulty is terrible right now. To be fair, we just played awful. Like, yeah, a 9 under is a stretch, but Oberg was there at 7. 7's fine. It's kind of insane for that course. But yeah, hopefully we have some, I don't know, any like 171s, 151s are the greens I'm looking for. That's all I need. I don't want these 202s for a while, right? But thank you all for sticking around with me. I need your positive, encouraging words this week. I know there's not a lot of positives to take away from that round, but I guess the positive is always next week, and we've had a great year. Next up, the Week 18 tournament, the Falcon Open at Salem Creek CC. Drop like if you got some enjoyment. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. We are so close to College Football 26. Be ready for a new career mode for that game. It's going to be electric. And as always, have a fantastic day, everybody.